This video is a special one for my amazing Cocoa Puffs who are struggling with knee pain. I know that having knee pain is a really frustrating experience because most exercises require some type of movement at the knees, and I've noticed that a lot of people struggling with knee pain tend to think that they can't work out or shouldn't work out or just struggle to find exercises they can safely do with knee pain. And so I'm gonna do my best to give you some practical tips. I'm gonna show you some exercises that you can do if you have knee pain, and these exercises are great for improving your knees so that they don't hurt as much, and they're also exercises that are safer alternatives to exercises you have probably seen in a lot of workout videos. My name is Kola and you are watching Koboko Fitness. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. It's totally free for you and it means so much to me. For the purposes of this video, I'm gonna start by talking about two of the most common exercises that are impossible to avoid. Number one, squat, and number two, lunges. One huge tip I'm going to give you with these two exercises is if you are still able to do them, it's super important to pay attention to what the knees are doing during those exercises to make sure that your knees aren't caving inward and they're also not tilting outward during the exercise. As much as possible, the knees should be in line with the toes. So if the knees are kind of leaning out or kind of caving inward, that is not really a good situation to put your knees in if your knees are already hurting. That being said, the worst thing for someone with knee pain to do is exercises that involve full flexion of the knee. You can't see my knee right now, but I'm flexing my knee. Full flexion of the knee just means doing your whole leg like that, all the way to your booty, and then all the way out to the top. Some examples would be full deep lunges or really deep squats or using the knee extension machine at the gym. Honestly, even people that don't have knee pain are probably better off avoiding that knee extension machine at the gym. There are also certain types of stretches like the hurdler stretch that can be extremely stressful to the knee. So these are just exercises that really stress out the knee. So if you can avoid them or limit them or modify them, that is 100% the way to go if knee pain is an issue for you. So you're probably wondering, so what are some good exercises to do? I have some recommendations as well. Short squats are really good. Partial squats, where you're going down but not going all the way down into a super deep squat. Step ups can be good. If you're doing step ups, I would recommend doing them without weight because I find that the weights have a tendency to throw off the balance of the body. And when the balance of the body is thrown off, it causes that issue that I started the video with where the knees are not in line with the toes, and so they are either shaking, caving inward, or tilting outward, all of which are really terrible for the knee, and they will make knee pain way worse than it already is. There are so many exercises I intentionally include in my workouts that are very knee friendly. Some of them are side lying leg lifts. That is one awesome exercise for the knee because it doesn't require much flexion of the knee at all. Inner thigh leg lifts are awesome as well. Calf raises are good. Stretching out the hamstrings, stretching out the back of the thigh is really important as well. And even straight leg raises are awesome. A lot of ab exercises are safe as long as they don't involve full flexion or full arcing of the knee. Something that's really important to keep in mind with all these exercises I'm recommending for knee pain is that it's really important to switch them up so that you're not putting repetitive stress in the same pattern on your body. This is especially important for people with knee pain. That's why it's so important to make sure that you are doing a really good workout program that is professionally designed. So let me give you some tips on how to do these exercises correctly so that you don't make your knee pain worse, and in fact maybe you can start to finally see some improvement so you can get back to your normal active lifestyle. Let's start with your squats that are not deep squats. When you're doing these squats, you do them the same as your regular squat except that you don't go as deep as normal. Before doing the squat, suck in your core and really feel those core muscles. If you know how to do a stomach vacuum, it would be fantastic to do a stomach vacuum just to activate that core, get your core muscles nice and warm. And when knee pain is an issue, it's super important to make sure that the core is helping with all these movements so that not all the pressure is going to your thighs and your knees. If you don't know how to do a stomach vacuum, don't worry about that part. Just focus on sucking in your stomach and really feeling your core muscles before you start your squat. Something else you can do is to have a chair behind you when you're about to do your squat. The chair is going to serve as a visual reminder to you to not go too low and to stand back up quickly. And the final tip I'm going to give you about these squats modified for knee pain is to remember to go slowly and squeeze your butt on on the way up. When you go down, your core is doing a lot of the work, but when you're standing back up, you really want to squeeze those muscles to bring your body back up. If you are able to do these things I have suggested, you will be unstoppable with your squats, even with knee pain. Yes, it is possible. I am proof. It can be done. You can use almost anything for your step ups, but I want to make sure you're safe and I want to make sure that you are improving your knees and not making it worse. So the first tip I will give you with your step ups is to make sure that you are stepping on a stable surface. Your coffee table in your living room may not be the most stable surface. So just be very careful of that. Don't step on something that the top can cave in and then you're going to fall in. We don't want you getting hurt. I'll also recommend using a real box next to a stable surface like a wall or a door that's locked so that you are protected from falling. And finally, pay attention to those knees to make sure that they are in line with the toes, meaning they are not caving in and your knees are not wobbling out. That's going to be a theme throughout this video. Another exercise that I recommended in this video is side lying leg lifts. With side lying leg lifts, I have two big tips for you. The first is to start with body weight. This is one of those exercises that looks so deceptively simple, and when you first see it, you're going to be like, but once you start doing it, you will feel the burn. This exercise is fire. Start with body weight, start with going slowly. When you feel like you've gained mastery of this exercise, you may want to add some ankle weight to your side lying leg lifts. Make sure you start with a weight that you know you can manage, and that way you can easily adjust up, as opposed to starting with a weight that's too heavy, which will then cause strain, which is what we are trying to avoid. We don't want any strain in your knee that we can easily avoid. The last tip actually that I'm going to give about side lying leg lifts is, if you're a beginner, it's okay to let your legs make contact with the mat or your other foot when you're doing this. But once you become more advanced, it's a good idea to hover your leg when you bring it down and then raise it back up, meaning it's not touching anything, it's just staying in the air the whole time in a slow, controlled motion. This is one of those exercises where it's not about speed, it's about controlling the muscle. Next up, I want to give you some tips for your calf raises. This is one exercise that's really awesome because it's working your legs without bothering your knees. That is the gold standard when it comes to exercising with knee pain. Things you can do that work big muscles without bothering those knees. Calf raises are one that are quite straightforward to perform. You want to just go on your tiptoes, hold, and then put your heel back on the floor. With your calf raises, one tip I would definitely recommend is to try to do this near a wall or a chair, because even though it looks simple and straightforward, this is an exercise that the risk of falling does exist. And so if you're near a chair or a wall, you can easily catch yourself before making impact with the ground. Another amazing exercise for people that struggle with knee pain is straight leg raises. This exercise, now this is something that I personally have struggled and sometimes intermittently still struggle with, but straight leg raises are one of the safer exercises that can definitely be done. One thing I will say about straight leg raises is that if you're used to more intense exercise and you start doing straight leg raises, it can feel like you're not doing anything. I felt like this when I was really struggling with knee pain and I was doing straight leg raises. It was like, I might as well just be sleeping. But there's a way to get around that. My recommendation would be to slow it down. Do it super slow and make sure that when you bring your leg back down, your leg doesn't touch the mat. This will intensify it for you and you will start to feel like you're doing something. Let's talk about hamstring stretches. Hamstring stretches are really awesome. This is just essential for anyone struggling with knee pain. This doesn't have to be part of your workout routine. It can just be part of your stretching routine before you go to bed. This can be done just by lying down on your back, and you want to have like a towel or something or around your foot and just pull your leg. Once you get it to a comfortable position with just like a slight bend in your knee, just hold. The amount of time you can tolerate this stretch is going to really be different for everybody. Some people can only hold this for 10 seconds and some people can hold it for 2 minutes. So it's really up to you to figure out what your body can handle. If you can get 2 or 4 rounds of this in, you're doing great. And because this is a stretch that is quite intense, I honestly hope that this video has been super helpful to you if you're someone that has knee pain and you're trying to be active and healthy. I really relate to people that struggle with knee pain because, as I've alluded to several times in this video, that was my situation and I was able to manage around that. But if you want some recommendations for products that you can get for knee pain, I 1000% recommend getting a compression knee sleeve. There is no particular brand I recommend because I don't really love the one I'm using right now. I'm looking for a new one, but it does help to have that compression on the knee while doing exercises so that it helps to stabilize the knee and keep everything the way it's supposed to be. And it's not like your knees aren't wobbling around while you're doing your exercise. exercises. Also, you may benefit from joint health supplements. I am not a medical doctor, so I cannot prescribe any drugs to you. I can only give you some recommendations and talk to you about exercise. So thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see your fine face in my next video.